Good evening, everybody. It's either the second or fourth Tuesday of the month. It happens to be the second, I think. It's July the 11th. And this, if you're watching this, is the Halifax Board of Selectmen's meeting. As always, we are being filmed by Area 58. Will be available to you on local access television and YouTube.
But we figure you know that since you're already watching it on one of those two.
Well, you might not know about the other one, so we're trying to help out a little bit here.
13, 14,
And it's a discussion for another day, by the way. As always, we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was just thinking that in my head, because you usually say...
What's that, liberty and justice for all?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you can have some, and you can have some.
I always want to end that by saying liberty and justice for all who can afford it.
Well, Troy always sings a song, My Country Too.
Would you want to do? Would you like to do a little a cappella for us?
No, we're not going to do it today.
Oh, okay. Just thought I'd ask.
He's quite good at it. I think I might take him to the next American Idol.
America's Got Voice.
America's Got Talent
All right.
competition.
Moving along. We're going to start with the approval of the agenda for July 7, 2017.
And I put the school teachers on. I'm not sure
Yeah.
that we need to go into executive session.
I'm not sure that we do.
Okay, then we don't. We get to go home that much earlier.
Yes.
Do I have a motion for the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next up, warrants and commitments.
I move to affirm the approval of the following warrants and commitments. Fiscal year 2017 payroll warrant number 120 for $102,704.02. Fiscal 2017 VIN warrant 121 for $205,628.38. And ambulance commitment 6B for $12,601.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Move to approve the following warrants and commitments. 2017 school warrant 122, $284,265.38. VIN warrant 123, $81,506.07. VIN warrant number 2 for $1,263,722.16. Payroll warrant number 3 for $118,943.94. Withholding warrant number 4 for $79,141.48. And mobile park fee number 7 for $5,160.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I'd like to move to approve the payment of the Selectmen bills dated July 11, 2017. And first one on it, recruitment and employment training, Express newspaper, sub $31.75. Selectmen's expense account, petty cash, family sharing, $50 and no change. Insurance, $185,949. And that is MIA, Property and Casualty Company, Workers' Compensation.
Property. So the property liability policy.
Property liability policies, I couldn't see that one. Casualty and group insurance, total $185,949.
You know, I just realized I shouldn't have signed that warrant.
Okay. Take your pen and
Yeah, thank you. Just because it's a conflict of interest because I serve on the board. I wasn't even thinking.
Would you like me to sign
Yes,
it?
please. Thank you.
Insurance, $26,710 at Chubb and Son Division of Federal Insurance Company.
I'm not compensated.
Insurance, CNA, surety bill,
we feed you once in a while.
Yeah, you do feed me.
$600. And dispatch service, outside dispatch service for town of Duxbury, $150,000. I never got the message. Does it cost me this much for an overcharge?
I will say second to, yes, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye.
will abstain from the Maya warrant.
All right, next up, general mail. So we're going to turn it over to Mr. Seelig.
We'll walk it through here. Ambulance purchase, this is the one that we were, had appropriated the money, $259,914 to Greenwood Emergency Vehicles for a new 2017 Ford F-50, 550 Model 623 Type 1 ambulance. There are 2 copies of the contract assigned, just the chair, but 2 places on each contract for the,
I would move that we allow the chair to sign the contracts for the new ambulance.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
so, Tom, Lars. Captain Cadet, I think that's the right name, but I could have it wrong. From the sheriff's office called earlier today. They had mentioned, as we talked about
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, they can have a crew come out to do some trash pickup this coming Saturday, July 15th from 8 until 1:30. We need to feed them lunch. I need to find a place that will allow them to build a town.
Can we give them a fishing rod and pole, have them get their own lunch?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know who, given never mind, I'm not going to talk about the pond.
Is there a specification in the type of lunch that they could have?
I think they're talking about sandwiches.
Okay.
So, but I'm also going to need authorization from the board, which I think I've already received.
Yes, you did.
For that. But I'm going to need to go for a reserve fund transfer from the finance because we don't have money setting aside for something like that, unless we get out of selectmen's expense. I guess maybe that's actually the easiest thing to do for right now.
Always put it back.
Right, exactly. If we need a transfer at the end of the year, we can do that for covering that. I just will find a place that will build a town rather than asking for payment right then and there.
Okay.
Is there any place along 106 or 105 you want the trash picked up?
Well, I think that they were having a problem, sort of the section across from, about, yeah, Tedeschi's, and then almost near the Halifax Meadows area was having an issue
Okay.
with trash, I know.
So start at Halifax Meadows on 58.
Yes.
Work your way around the bend towards
And
Tedeschi's.
just before you, I wish they were going side streets called Indian Path is always, for some reason, that first third of that road.
Okay,
people
well,
have a
I'll
tendency
see what
to
they can
go
do.
around.
Awesome.
But I'm not sure, not that I'm saying that there have bad people out there, inmates in the neighborhood, so probably better off staying on 106.
To do site plan review, we have a proposal from the planning board that they're asking for comments on. This is for a 6,400, approximately more like 7,000 now, storage building, 7,000 square foot storage building to be built at 934, which is one of the lots next to where the storage facilities are right now.
Okay.
The planning board's asking for comments by August 3rd if the board wants to send any to them. And I'll leave this in the mail for the board to take a look at.
Did they say whether they're going to be building it up front or out back closer to the landfill? 'Cause that would make a big difference for me.
I think
I don't think they have any room up front.
So it would be taking it back out.
Yes.
Fitzgerald Garden,
Yes.
Kenny Niffen had written to me just on a couple of updates. One, they replaced a bush that had been damaged one way or the other. But they've also asked if the town could hire someone to come out and weed this summer. Because as much as they're, Tom and herself are trying to get that done, they may not always be available. They had checked with Silver Lake, but because classes had ended, there's no one to contact to come out and do that.
I would suggest that the beautification committee be involved in that and coordinate that. I know that you're,
Well, that's who sent the letter.
okay,
Candy representing them.
that's right, she is one.
I don't,
Have they checked with Bridgewater College to see whether or not anybody, horticulture is still available in the network?
The only problem I have with this, and I understand the need for it, but we certainly wanted something that was not gonna cause more work for
Right.
other people. But if we hire somebody and we only need them for a certain period of time,
Maybe an
what
hour
about
a week.
unemployment? or, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing how would we
Well,
work
basically,
that?
the best thing to do in that case would be to have it as a contractor.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I said,
1099,
a
not as an
landscaper,
employee.
somebody to come in
That's what
once
I'm
once
thinking.
a week.
That's what I'm thinking. Other than that, we'd have to create the position, have it graded.
And also, I need to then talk to finance about money.
Yes.
Let me see what I
But
can do.
I understand from her email that there's plenty of money still in that account in order to fund the upkeep of the buck garden.
Here, let me see what I can do. I'll see about contractors, might come out just for an hour a week or something to do the weeding. We received a barking dog complaint by Scott Clausen, who's a butter to Terrawood Kennels at 7 Plymouth Street. You want
Yeah.
to take it away?
Okay. So over the last month and a half, occasionally if I would bump into Mr. Clausen, he would tell me that there was some excessive barking going on, and I kept asking him to send an official letter. Finally, on Saturday, he called me, said it was really bad, and I went over and he had a letter for me. So there was barking when I got there, certainly not as bad as it was last year, but there was some barking being heard. And the following morning, I think at like 5:30 in the morning, I wasn't there, but he sent me a text and I asked him if he could please tape it for me so I could have it. And certainly there was some barking going on. I went there on Monday at 8:30. It was super quiet. I think somebody was out there tending to the dogs. I heard one dog bark at one point, but that was it. And so I don't know what the board wants to do, if they want to set up a hearing.
I think we're required to at this point.
Oh, okay. So for 2 weeks. Okay. So I don't know if the board wants me to start going over there. I know that the inspection for the kennel needs to happen sometime this week. We had been having a tough time getting in there.
I'd heard that.
So I don't know what you guys feel about this.
Has the inspection been going on?
Noreen is freshly back, although she did try last week and Bobby was not available. Now the gate is closed, so Noreen isn't able to access without somebody letting her in. So I'm told that it should occur sometime this week. Again, typically an inspection is a random inspection, and we don't normally let people know we're inspecting, and that's the whole point.
The whole point, yeah, exactly.
And so it's a little awkward in the sense of, she's going to know when the inspection is. And so, yeah, I think it's going to occur at some point this week.
Is this in violation of her kennel license?
I believe that the kennel license, it needed to happen before a certain date. So I guess technically, maybe. I don't know,
What my
Charlie.
recommendation for the board would be that you extend the hearing to a review of all the stipulations that you placed on the license last summer when we held those similar hearings, and also discussion on the whole idea of the random inspections, and that it's the right of the ACO to come over at a reasonable time, obviously not 2 o'clock in the morning, to do inspections unannounced. And that Ms. Cho needs, that's going to, the board may make sure that that's specifically mentioned in any further license.
Well, I think that was actually discussed at one of the last meetings that we had with her, and that was all about the count of the dogs, and that we had every right at any time to verify the number of dogs. But I don't know that Noreen has been there since the fall. Again, doors are closed up, windows are closed up, and so there hadn't been any real complaints until spring, which was what my fear was. I have a little bit of post-traumatic dog barking syndrome, and I don't particularly want to spend the next few weeks in the driveway, but
I don't think that it'd be necessary for you to go over it. I think we have enough information in the past to think there's only this one to deal with it. But my question would be, what happened with the last time with the license? Did you meet all the requirements and everything? You have the license issued.
well, last year she did, because you have an inspection, and so this year we attempted the inspection a couple of times and was unable to get access. And then Ms. Choate at one point came into town hall, spoke with the zoning secretary, and said, I left a message for Noreen, but she hasn't called me back. But when Noreen had tried to call her back, her mailbox was full and she was unable to leave a message for her. So Noreen certainly has been motivated to be able to go over and inspect. So hopefully that can happen this week. You know, so at the end of this week, if everything looks well, then her kennel license could be renewed. But I guess what we need to sort of clarify is if there is barking, what Charlie said is what means is she taking? Like we, if you remember, did not make her continue the mitigation plan in the sense of that very expensive insulation because nobody was really sure that that was going to work, and we didn't want her to put forth the expense. We didn't want to be the one to tell her to do that, even though really in her original kennel permit, I mean through the ZBA, special permit through the ZBA, specified you know, noise mitigation, like, you know.
And I think the board had left it last summer that to Ms. Choate, that she needed to do whatever she needed to do to not
Right.
cause further complaints.
Yes.
It's now June, 10, 11 months later after the board said that, and we had not in fact received any written complaints until this one. So,
Yes, and I did check with another set of neighbors. I did check with one set of neighbors to see how's it been, and they did confirm that there was barking early in the morning. Not, you know, they said it. You know, it's they have air conditioners now, so their windows are closed up, and so, you know, they haven't been outside in the yard as often as they had been. So, but they definitely verified that they had heard some barking in the morning. And when I went over, I actually went over last night after the zoning meeting just to kind of sit. And I could hear faint barking, but they were already in the barn. But again, much better than it was in years past, for sure. But barking.
The barking aside, what concerns me is this is not news that we were going to do inspections.
Yes.
And we're not even addressing the fact that we have not been able to do inspections. That my understanding is that the animal control officer's actually been prevented from entering the property, which is anathema to the whole agreement. I mean, do we just let that take a pass, or?
no, I don't think you do. I think you get a letter from Noreen detailing
I think
it.
we set up a schedule here and all the things, questions and stuff we have at that time, because it's new at this point, unless we have the person in front of us, you know, to make sure things are happening.
Well, my suggestion would also be that if the property is continuously denied, then I think that we ought to get an administrative search warrant and do the job we're supposed to do, or have the job done that we're supposed to have done. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but this has been an ongoing problem forever, and now to be denied access to the property after the agreement that inspections would be made is just, it makes no sense to me.
Okay. All right. So. Am I
So my
listening to
recommendation,
dogs?
well, I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
the board is encouraging. Just in case because I suspect this is going to take some time, 2 weeks from now, my recommendation is you schedule it for 8:15. That will allow, if we have people coming in to be appointed to something or something
Right.
routine, we'll be able to handle those things and then leave time for the dog hearing.
I did attend the zoning board meeting last night in order to let the zoning board know that we had received an official complaint, and just to bring this board up to date on where the special permit stands is, it was Rich Huxham's recommendation, our town council, that they don't meet with Bobby to renew the permit at this point until the litigation with Mr. Clausen is complete. So that they're just sort of kind of putting that on hold. So.
So is that good? Okay. And I think you have do you have 7:45?
7:45, yeah.
And we have a group of intellects in the room.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, sit behind you, Donna.
Hi.
I can't see you.
I know. Yeah, so we wanted to come to talk to you about the senior tax workout program and kind of update you. This will be the third year, starting April 1st. So Karen and I always converse back and forth. And to let you know, it's been a little tough. you know, the first year I had to go hunting down people that fit the criteria, level, the income, and the
Oh, okay.
assets. And I'm really surprised, you know, it's been the same one person for 2 years, and then 2 other different people, because we only had 2 spots. And, you know, this year, the same thing going into it, you know. And Karen's been over the Council on Aging a number of times, we've had it in the newsletter. We probably could market it better, and, you know what I mean? So what we wanted to ask you, we'd like to increase the income in the asset level to 10,000, you know, for married and single.
And right now, it's at,
It's about, what is that, I have the figures here. It's 50,000 for married and 35,000 for single.
so you want to go to 60,000 and 45 for single. And is that standard from other communities?
You know, I've done a survey, I actually just, you know, talked to 8 different towns, East Bridgewater, Hanson, Middleborough, Bourne, Marshfield, Duxbury. Yeah, and some of them, they do the guidelines like we do, the 41C. Others is no limit at all, no restriction, no limit. So it's up and down across the state, you know. So we also wanted to ask you too, you know, having the exemption instead of $7.50, $7.59, because the minimum wage is 11. Because we're basing it on 69 hours this year. So the figures kind of work out.
So the persons would work 69 hours at the $11 an hour wage.
Just to be clear, you're saying the maximum income would be $60,000 for a married couple? Is that what you said?
Yep, and that's, you know, so we'd be using these guidelines and just adding 10,000. We've had probably the past 2 years, maybe 3 or 4 people come that were over income to me, and maybe 2 or 3 to town, and we haven't had a lot of people. And there's nobody waiting in line like other towns. Other towns have a long line, it's very popular, you know, and that's what I don't understand. So the other thing I was gonna mention is maybe next year, we could raise it to 1,000, because we're only talking, you know, 250 per person, you know, 500 altogether. So that might help too, you know, and then we'll probably make a pamphlet like this and then try to get it out more.
I just want to be sure. We're looking for people who need it, or are we just looking for people because we have 2 slots?
Well, probably a little bit of both, you know, trying to, you know, get the program up and running, which we have, but I don't know what it is. You know, that's what I mean, it's very difficult. So, you know, we've done, you know, quite a bit, but, you know, so now I'm thinking if we up it a little bit, you know, some people just barely missed it. That their income was over their assets. So that's why Karen and I putting our heads together. She worked this program at Hanson for many years, so she knows, she has some experience too. So we figure if we try these few things and then put it in the pamphlet, and maybe we can even send it out with the,
Newsletter?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, isn't this a grant from the state?
No. They voted at town meeting.
Basically,
2 years ago.
the same fund that carries the exemptions and abatements that the assessors have for certain age levels or blindness or anything else, that's where this money's coming from. So it's, in essence, it's coming out of the town's tax coffers.
But I think probably we're not advertising the fact that we're not reaching out to enough people.
As I said, we have to a significant point. The newsletter Karen's been over, you know, we have assessor morning coffee with the assessor, and, you know, sometimes one person shows up, sometimes 3, and we'll put senior tax work off, we'll put abatements, etc.
How about if we put just a little slip in with the tax bills?
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking if we did the slip, it did a.
That would really get people's
I want to talk to the collector about
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
I would
Somebody's
think
got stuff
also
to do.
to get Area
Stuff to do.
58
Oh, yeah.
to interview you about the program when you get ready next year, start so that more people will be in contact. Do you honestly think that by raising
We could make it a
60
senior
and 45, that there would be more
Yep.
interest in it?
Well,
Volunteer.
because there's been a few people that have walked away because, yeah, they've been, you know, over income and all the assets.
Maybe we could get a volunteer to help us stuff the little notices though, because Tom brought up a good point of, the work of having an extra thing stuffed. But we can work that out, but in the meantime, you want us to,
And the other beauty of this program, and it's already working with one of the people that was on it this past year, they still volunteer at the assessor's office down in recycling. See, a lot of towns, this is what happens, they stay on, to help out, even though,
Right.
they're not earning the money for their tax workout. And so that's the other beauty of it.
yeah.
So we only have 3 department heads right now that are open to it too. So I don't want to add anybody until we get a few more.
Yeah, there's no point in adding them if we don't have any openings.
Yeah. So working on that too. So
I would think it sounds like a plausible plan to go forward with, along with the more advertising. As I said, maybe Area 58 might be doing the interview about the positions, put it in the
Put a bullet
newsletter, send it through the billing process. So the newsletter, because the more, of course, the more people know about it, the better off we are. But we don't really get to the point where we got a line a mile long and only got 2 positions to fill.
and a lot of people too, we deal with it a lot too with field assistants and food stamps. I don't want to, tell us what their income is. And you get that everywhere, but we get it quite a bit here.
Yeah.
They just don't want to divulge that information, confidentiality. So that could be a piece of it too.
I can see a lot of seniors being reluctant to. There's an intimidation factor of getting into something
Yeah.
they're not comfortable with. I can kind of see that
Yeah.
preventing some people from coming forward to try to
Well,
use it too.
that falls upon our shoulders to instill trust in individuals so that they know that the information, anything they've done is going to be confidential. It's not going any further. So I think that's important too, because they're going to be able to trust that they're not going to be taken for it.
But it could, just like it says, a tax relief, it could be a benefit to people who are struggling.
Oh, yeah.
And by trying to make ends meet, to have that
Sometimes there's,
semi-annual tax bill coming in that,
sometimes just that little bit makes the difference.
So,
Yeah.
do you need a motion?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we increase the salary to $60,000 for married and $45,000 for single.
And it will be the
$11 times 96 hours.
69.
Okay, 69. Okay, so add a transfer
That's
station.
an odd number.
Maximum salary to 60 for
Works out to 759, which is close to the 750 to spend.
And $11 an hour for 69 hours for the total year, right?
Yeah. Well, it goes from August 1st to September,
Well,
to February.
For the length of the program.
first to when? August 1st to when?
February 1st.
So that's 69 hours.
And we'll see how that goes. I don't know how you feel about raising it to 1,000. One of the towns is 1,100, 2 more 1,000. The low is still 500. That might help for next year, maybe.
Yeah, or we'll see how this goes, and then maybe we can revisit.
We'll see
Yeah,
how these
baby
eggs
steps.
hatch first
Yeah.
before we see whether we're going to
Yeah.
feed them
Yeah,
all.
we had a motion and a second,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for working so
For the
diligently on this.
update.
And I just had one other little thing I want to
Sure.
share. I talked to Charlie about it today. I don't know if you've seen anything on Facebook locals, but Chris Tompkins, one of my van drivers, and also she's been the pedal coordinator for
Yeah.
Salvation Army
Yes,
for
yes.
5 years.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And every year. So
Yeah.
she approached me about having a first annual first responders day
Yes,
in September.
yes.
So we didn't really want to say too much because we're trying to build and get more people, more momentum, as we go. We did pick a day of September 23rd from noon to 2, most likely on the town hall green.
September 23rd?
Yeah. And again, we didn't want to say too much until we got enough help. And we're still kind of working on it. It's kind of growing. We talked to the Girl Scouts today that came to volunteer at the senior center. People are going to be talking about Boy Scouts and et cetera. So we have a lot of good ideas.
So it's a Saturday.
Yes. hot dogs, hamburgers, she's already put in, some donations, on letterhead, put in the letterhead just to see how that would go, so we're waiting there. And two of the, volunteers will be at Stop and Shop Saturday to start fundraising. So that's why I wanted to talk to Charlie, about that, because there is like little things that we would like to do and
Okay.
start that fund.
So this is definite on the September 23rd,
Yeah,
that you're gonna
it's
hold it.
like,
I mean, what kind of nitty-gritty things do you have to do in order to make this happen? You just, right now, you're all
Well,
set?
you'd like, if you're using the town hall green, you want to ask for permission to
Yeah,
use the
yeah.
town hall
Yeah.
green.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be writing something up. I
Well,
just kinda wanna-
well, why don't you say ask for it now? You're here.
Oh, so we can do it
Yeah,
now, I
we-
don't have to write.
I'll make a motion
Well,
that we,
generally we would like something written, but you're here, the board's here.
And we got you on
Okay.
camera.
Yeah, that way you've got that taken care of and nobody else is coming in the meantime.
I'll make a motion that we allow the use of the town green on Saturday, September 23rd from 9 to 12 to 3, 12 to 2, yes.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, that was cinchy.
No kielbasa?
Well, hot dogs, hamburgers, that sort of thing. Whatever donations, we can get through Walmart, Stop and Shop, and whatever. Well, we're gonna do plates for the firemen and the police, and bring them down, and maybe some raffles and put their names in. We have to keep it under 50, that's.
$49.99.
Are you talking 50 as far as the age, or is it much?
Shucks.
Yeah, so, but we'll keep it small the first year, and then hopefully we can build momentum and get more people,
Yeah,
That's great.
it's a nice idea. She's such a kind woman, really. She's really special.
There's a lot of work, so.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to do something anyways the past 2 or 3 years, so this is perfect, so.
Yeah,
It's a great thing. It's a community builder too,
Yeah.
with our first responders.
awesome.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you
Take
too.
care. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Thank you very much.
Dick, I see you brought your two bodyguards
just
here.
sent me a
Okay.
text. He's like, is everything else I don't need to be there? I'm like, no. So I just sent him a text
How
back.
much info do you want? Okay.
Julie.
This is my favorite one.
Sue Johnson had sent that over to me. I've written Julie about
I
it.
checked with a friend of mine, and as much as they're not an entity of the town, they cannot use the town name or.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, they could say serving
The way it's
Halifax.
written, the way it's written, that
Yes.
they're running our
Right,
program.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if anything, it's misleading.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I haven't heard back from them.
Okay,
Just,
yeah. No advertising for you. All right, cool. That's not
I mean,
right.
if you look at this, you think it belongs
If
to
you
the town.
continue to not hear from them,
Yes, well,
perhaps Larry could send them a letter.
we'll see.
Yeah, because the lawyer that I spoke to said, unless we explicitly hired them and specifically put them in charge of the program, that they cannot use the name of the town in that kind of advertising.
That's definitely deceptive.
Okay, open space, hops, et cetera. The deadline for sending in the grant proposal for the $50,000 for hops is tomorrow. We're getting the grant writer who's been working with Friends of Hops has gotten her work done just about. She'll be in tomorrow morning to pick everything up from me as regards the open space plan, which will be done before I leave here tonight. And as part of all that, we need a couple motions from the board of selectmen, and I'll read them off so everything's on the record. The first is to authorize the chairman, Thomas Mayes, to act as an official for the town of Halifax to file applications, including all understanding and assurances contained therein by the signatory in connection with the park application.
So moved.
Second.
So Tom gets to sign
All
all
those in
these
favor?
documents.
Aye.
So these two both, and then these two again both.
Yeah.
Also, there's, sorry, I think the other one is, sorry, authorize the town administrator, Charlie Seelig, to act as an official for the town of Halifax in connection with its park application and will provide such additional information as may be required.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I got stopped in the middle here. I
Yes,
don't know how to
sorry,
start
I
now.
know.
Thank you so much again, Charlie, for spending so much time on it. I know it's been a
Well-
huge project, and on top of everything else that you're doing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry
We
if,
all so appreciate
and I'm
what you
sorry
do.
for anybody that I've slept off
I
for
know.
the last.
Well, I've been very tolerant
I've
of
been
it.
sloughed off.
But everybody else,
Sloughed off before.
You can
Well,
only do
it's
so
so
many
funny.
things at one
I
time.
almost think he's been using it just to keep me out of his office.
Oh,
'Cause I'll
no.
go, open space. I'm like, all right, bye.
oh,
So you're
Kim,
not supposed to tell me that you're all
part
done.
2's coming up tomorrow. I gotta work on that.
He's gonna be making up stuff, so I know.
Board of Selectmen received a town bank form from David Cisenso of Leiden Lane. He's interested in being an animal control assistant, also serving in emergency management at CERT, and as a constable.
familiar?
I don't know. But on constable, that's an elected position, we have no vacancies, but I am going to forward his information on emergency management to the fire chief and to the CERT director and to Noreen for animal control assistant in case she needs a second one. Line item transfers, we have a batch since it's that time of the year. Following $379.90 from cemetery wages and cemetery expense due to unexpected repairs for equipment, $37,058.68 from Halifax Elementary School expense to special education transportation due to additional students, $9,365.54 from Halifax Elementary School expense to special education tuition, again, additional students, $415.19 from Halifax Elementary School expense to voc transport because of snow day problems. The snow days are simply because some of the places the kids were going didn't have snow days, but we were, or vice versa, so there was an additional transportation expense. And $806.60 from office machines and data processing for a retroactive pay increase. I'm asking the board to approve all 5 and then sign all 5 of these.
So moved.
Second.
Electricity
All those in
aggregation.
favor?
Aye.
Right.
Aye.
Electricity aggregation, Colonial Power Group, on behalf of the town of Halifax and several other communities, went out to bid. Again, this program would allow residents here in Halifax to be a part of this aggregation program at generally lower rates than what National Grid would be charging them as without a contract. The rates came in for 9.3 cents per kilowatt hour from September 1st to November 17th. Then the rate will go up to 10.876 cents per kilowatt hours for the next 3 or 4 months. But the rates for National Grid right now are 9.432, which is more than the 9.3, and that number will go up and will be higher than the 10.876 come this winter. So people who are interested will be able to participate. People who don't want to participate will be able to send in the card
Opt out.
saying we're opting out. Publicity for all this is going to start in a couple of weeks. I suspect we'll have someone from Colonial coming in to meet with the Board of Selectmen just to do a lot more publicity on the program. But they'll
Thank you.
handle cable and Facebook and the town website and everything else, along with a mailing out to everybody. So I just wanted to provide the board with an update about that. Let's see, and lastly, and a lot of paper, is the school roof contract. And there are 4 copies, and again, as with the other one, it's for the chair to sign all 4 copies in 2 different places. This is with Cape Way Roofing.
I will make a motion that we authorize the chair to sign the contract with Cape Way Roofing for the new roof for the elementary school.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Labeled. I do not have anything else. I'm sure
Could I
there's-
ask you something,
Yeah,
actually, that's
yeah.
actually on your notes? The pond update, I was quite surprised that the boat ramp sample had escalated so quickly.
I am too. It's just below the 70,000 as of last week. We'll see what the numbers are when they do the sampling this week. It's a significantly higher amount than was the previous week, more than 10 times as high. It was at 64,000, 70,000 is the limit.
Can I ask you too,
Yeah.
another, and I think we've talked about this before at some of the working group meetings, but I was on the West Side Pond last Sunday, and I saw at least one ocean boat in there that would normally, and my husband commented, said, okay, I see a lot of people, they put it in for a little bit and then they take it out.
it out.
Yeah, and they take it out, which can cause issues. So, like, do we contact the environmental police to sort of keep an eye on that naughty behavior of
Well-
people, like, bringing their boat in from an ocean
Sure,
boat?
yes. No, well, we can, but they just have very limited coverage.
Okay, so
mean-
who would,
We, basically, if we really had a problem, we would have to hire someone to be there and watch the boats come in and out. And say, sorry, you're not allowed in without, basically to say to everybody, you can't go in if you have, vegetation or whatever else on the boat.
so my husband's from Maine and he said, well, we would have paid people
Yeah.
at every pond,
Right.
there's never been a pond that he had gone to that you didn't
Yeah.
have somebody authorized at the State Boat Ramp. But my question, does it have to be a paid employee or could, like, if people from the watershed?
Sure, but again,
Association.
it goes back, we'd have to say to them that they're authorized agents of the town. We'd have to accept the liability. Let's say someone gets upset.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right, and you will get people upset, yeah, for sure.
And the thing is, I'm sure somebody would say, well, why don't we charge? Well, we could, but then the thing is that as much as everybody can use that boat ramp, residents and non-residents, residents can use other boat ramps and then escape the charge.
Right,
So,
but I would suspect that there aren't residents that care
oh,
about
no,
the pond that
I,
are doing that. I mean, if they are, then shame on
yeah, I
them.
mean, the only
Yeah.
other things we can do is, we put up the signage, additional signage, remind people that they have to clean off their boats before going in,
Yeah.
that type of thing. That's,
But a rule breaker isn't gonna
Right.
pay
Too bad
attention to
that
the sign.
we're not in the position that all I have to do is put a camera up there to do it.
Well, I wanted my husband to pull up next to the guy and I wanted to say, where have you been?
papers, please.
Talk about upset, I was quite upset. He had to like bring me to the other side of the pond.
Yeah, the next time you see it like that, right, lay down the boat down, and then we'll ask the fishing game.
Could
It's
we?
like driving license
I
plates on
guess,
a car. Yeah.
And there's no harm, I don't know what they would do
Well,
with that
cause you know me,
information.
I'm gonna be sitting at
Okay.
that boat ramp every
Okay.
single weekend.
Then, you could put together documentation saying, boat X257 went in and was evidence that there was vegetation on the boat before it went in.
And they stayed for 5 minutes and got back out
And not
again.
only that, when they put the boat in the water, the water line went up by 15 feet. That's just how big that sucker was.
Mm. Well, again, I'm sure it's not, the number did not go up just because of that.
Right, I
Honestly, but it just, and when I looked at the result the other day, I was blown away. I was so disappointed because I had such hope that it wouldn't climb
Right.
into the 10,000s, never
Yes.
mind be knocking on closed down door, So let's just all just hope that it stops.
Yeah, but we spent a lot of energy and time, blood and sweat and tears to get that place cleaned up.
Yeah,
To
we
see
love
it
our
go
pond.
backwards
Yeah.
in the flow.
We do.
So again, I do not have anything else, though I'm sure there's other stuff that I will be talking
Pam,
about
do we
in a
have
couple
anything?
weeks.
I would move that we adjourn our meeting at this time.
I don't think we can
Second.
adjourn until I finish signing all.
No,
Well,
no.
we'll keep you company.
We can adjourn. You just have to
I'm
stay
kidding,
after school.
I'm kidding.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
What a
So we
brand
don't
new
have a
show.
Good night, everybody.
agenda in a couple
Same
weeks.